Hello, everyone. This is the beginning of class exercise number three. We're going to start on Figma, kind of deviate a little bit before we get into the actual design of it. This is a good point to introduce Figma to you with it, and what is Figma with it. And I'm going to talk to you about the designing tool with it. So that's the first part of basically this class exercise number three. And the second half of this is that we're going to create a static web page with uh, React with it. So before you get into the coding and design, I need for you to understand the UI UX, user interface, user experience of the tool of Figma with it, because that's what I use on industry. I don't use Figma, but I do the industry tool that I actually use is Adobe XD. All right, it's a little bit more, has bells and whistles, than Figma, but for the most folks to start out with, I started learning Figma with it as well. So I'll get into more about that a little bit with it. So this is basically what I'd like for you to do is the first step is to go to figma.com and sign up with it. So if you have you don't have to sign up with a new username, password with it. If you have like a Gmail account, you can log in with it. Just go to here and just start signing up for it with it, and take a screenshot of it. Make sure you logged on to Figma with it. So I'll show you what mine after you log in, and that's the first step is to create your account with Figma and take a screenshot of it and paste it right here. So I just want to make sure you have. I would like everybody. It's free. Everybody has a Figma account when you get on to do this with it as well. Later on, if you ever have me for UI UX courses with it, we use Adobe XD with it. It's a little better way of doing things with XD with it. But why do we use Figma? Well, one of the things is that when you work out in industry, especially this past post-COVID, which we're in the era right now, is that people work from home. And whether you're working from home, you need to have what's be able to collaborate. Collaboration is huge with it. So you can share this particular layout, this document layout with it. So let me just take you to Figma, what my screen looks like, and before I get into it with it. So let me take you to Figma. So let me share a screen with you with Figma. After you log in, this is what it looks like. Okay, you have all this layout with it, and the step number two, I gave you a blank canvas with it, so you can start something very, very blank with it. And like I said, it's one of these things that I would like for you to start thinking about user interface, user experience with it, because this is huge. This is a huge field for especially your designer. Whether you're a coder, whether you're a designer, you have to understand both sides of this thing as well with it. So this is what I gave you to do with it. But let me show you what I would like for you to take. This is where you start, and this is what I like for you to take you to. If you click on that little Figma icon at the bottom on the upper left-hand corner, it shows you all the projects that you've been working in here with as well. So let me pull up. This is what I would like for you to have. Let me open this up with one of the tab, and this is where we are starting with. So you have a blank canvas that I create for you, and I'm going to bear with me as I go through this right now with it. So I gotta watch my time on this. Okay. So as I load all this takes a second here. So the first step is I'm going to stop the video. I'd like for you to take a screenshot of your Figma account. So this is what you need to do is to take account. It looks like this. You are logged in. You don't have half of the stuff I have on here, but at least you're logged in. Your interface should looks like this, and you have a login on the upper right-hand corner of your left-hand corner, your name and your email account, whatever it is. Take a screenshot of this for part A for me. And before we move on, I'm going to stop the video right here. This is the end of part A.